Hi, this is Andrew with Blueprint for Biz, and today we're going to continue on with my series about the four fundamentals that every business needs to be super successful and profitable. Those four fundamentals are, of course, get, keep, maximize, and systems. So as far as this video today is going to have to do with get, how to attract quality clients into your business that you most want and need. In a previous video, we talked about creating an irresistible, compelling offer to bring them into your business. And this dovetails right in with that. And so today I want to talk about differentiation. So as I've mentioned before, what most small businesses do when it comes to acquiring new clients is, you've spent your time, you've developing your skills, you know how to run your business, okay, all of that. But you need a reliably predictable way to bring in new clients. And by default, what most small businesses do is they look around at their competitors and, hey, what are they doing? How are they bringing in business? And unfortunately, that's the wrong thing to do, and I'll show you why in a second. So for the most part, you're probably sending out coupon advertising or Groupon, daily deal type marketing. And you can use that, but you've got to use it a little bit differently. So today I want to talk about differentiation. So here's the two fundamental main problems with copying the advertising everybody else is doing. Number one, you have to consider this fact. This is put out by the Direct Marketing Association. They do a yearly study. The average consumer, you, me, we are hit with over 5,000 marketing messages per day. Crazy, right? TV, internet, billboards, radio, whatever. Combine all that stuff together and you're actually hit with like 5,000 different marketing messages per day. So the entire purpose of advertising is to stand out in the crowd. Say, here I am, I've got something, I've got something different. You got to capture their attention. That's the purpose of advertising. And so with being inundated with 5,000 marketing messages per day, if you're just copying what everybody else is doing, why would they come see you? So, from the consumer standpoint, they all think that all of you in your area providing the same service that you're providing, they think you're all going to be personable enough. They think, you all have the basic skill set required to do what it is that they're after. So if you all look the same, you all sound the same, all putting out the same type of advertisements, really, what incentive do they have to choose you versus someone else, one of your competitors? And unfortunately, so problem number one is by copying other people's advertising methods is you're going to get lost in the crowd. There's really nothing to set you apart from anybody else. And so that brings part to the second problem. When you do that, when you become lost in the crowd, you have just turned your business into a commodity. So what do I mean by a commodity? A commodity, think of it as a TV set. Let's say your TV set, let's say you want a new one. Okay, so you shop around, you look around, okay, yeah, I want this size, I want, this type of TV. Okay. Well, what's your next step? Since a TV is a TV is a TV, you're going to look around and see who's got the lowest price, right? That's what I mean by a commodity. So when you all look the same, when you're all doing the same sort of advertising, you've all got that same look and feel, and the consumer's perception is that you're friendly enough and knowledgeable enough, kind of boils down to price, doesn't it? So that's why discount shops have succeeded in gaining market share, is because they're going to be the low price leader. And by the way, I don't care how much you drop your prices, there's always somebody else that's going to have a lower price. So you don't even want to compete on price. That's a ridiculous strategy. I want all of you to be able to charge premium prices for your services. Okay, so how do you do that? Now, in the previous video on Get, on how to acquire new clients, we talked about an irresistible, compelling offer. And so I'm not going to go into that here, but that begins to start you down the path of differentiation. So, you know, your offer can set you apart from your competition, but what else can you do to differentiate? Now, I read a story not too long ago, and honestly, I'm not quite sure where I read it, but it's about these two girls in Texas who opened up a nail bar, only they took it to the extreme and they opened up a real bar where they're doing nails. So you can get a martini while you're getting your nails done, I guess. You know, it's certainly unique. It's certainly different. You're certainly not going to attract the teetotalers, the church groups, but you will attract a certain amount of clientele. And in reality, how many clients do you need? Okay, so if your town has even a small town with a population of 30,000 people or 50,000 people, all right, well, roughly half of them are women. 25,000 people now is your marketing, is your marketing, you know, your marketing size. Can you really service 25,000 people? I don't think so. So by differentiating yourself, you're certainly going to turn off a certain segment of the population that'll never come and see you, but you will attract a certain segment of the population who you really want. Okay, so it's a good thing to not be all things for all people. Hey, here's my ad. I do, you know, facials, I do waxing, I do, or whatever the case may be, a list of services. Oh, and by the way, here's a coupon for 50% off. Big deal. That's what everybody does. So you need to find a little bit of differentiation. Now, I'm not saying you take it to the extreme of those girls in Texas, but you can begin to segment your market a little bit. What's the latest, greatest trend? What's the latest, greatest style? You know, what can you do really well? And then package that, what you can do really well, and explain how others can't do it as well as you, or explain that you know, there's 3 reasons why you should do X and Y in addition to that one thing. So again, you're differentiating yourself, you're setting yourself apart from the competition, and the cool thing is that when it comes to marketing, you can test this stuff. Right? So you can pick a particular service, put a little different spin on it, and advertise that. Then you can also, but that's not the only service that you offer. So you can take yet another service in subsequent marketing and explain how you can do that better and why, you know, you shouldn't, why you should do X, Y, and Z that your competitors won't do. And you can try that angle, and you're going to attract yet another certain segment of the market. So good marketing really is all about differentiation, explaining how it is that you can do something, or you know, that you do something that you know, the others may not be doing so well, or you're packaging it in such a way and calling it a different name so as to give it a little bit more appeal. So that's kind of your homework, if you will. Try to figure out, you know, what are the things that you offer. Do a little bit of research. There's always another trend, another style, another this, that coming out. How can you capitalize on that? How can you be the one to offer that, that people may not have even, you know, thought about, but when you present your compelling offer, they say, wow, yeah, I'd like to try that. So that's a real key, is differentiation. Do not look like everyone else, because you're just going to get lost in the crowd and you're going to become a commodity. 2 things you really don't want if you're going to effectively attract new clients into your business. That's all I have for today. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you soon.